Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano. No Frank tonight, as he is in the wash. Our Patriot Bald Eagle is taking a break for the evening. We got 10 items that we need to talk about that have come from you guys, some from me. We're seeing some different shortages again. This time last year we saw some, and a couple of them are some of the same items, and I'm going to kind of go over why I believe that some of these items are in short supply. And some of them I really have no answer to other than we've just always had issues with these items. So, number one, been getting more and more comments on pet food. Canned cat food has been an issue for the last few years now, as to where it seems like we haven't had too many issues. I've gotten a few comments over the last week or so, different. Walmart seems like they're in short supply. I feel like they're always in short supply at our Walmart, but, you know, it always seems like there's a lot at Kroger and some other places, but I will have to check. Speaking of which, someone mentioned Kroger. Someone mentioned Walmart, or the same person mentioned Walmart, and a couple people have mentioned Aldi. Now, I will say with Aldi, we were not getting the little premium heart to tail cat food in for a while, and it just started coming back in. The price hasn't gone up, which is, I don't know, maybe they just weren't getting them in there for a while, but you may start to see them coming back in. We didn't have them for like a month. They are still 59 cents a can for those and the bigger cans. But yeah, you know, some people also mentioned the dry cat food and dry dog food. We don't seem to have any issues with canned dog food, but we've been having issues with dry dog food. I always see shortages of dry dog food. I feel like some companies have just gone out of business. Some of them I just don't see anymore. And as far as the dry cat food, probably the same thing, but I feel like more people own cats than they do dogs. I may be wrong in that. I'm not really too sure, but it always seems like there's shortages on either canned cat food or dry. It seems like either way there's always shortages of one or the other. Seems like a little bit of both. I've kind of been seeing that myself. I went somewhere today, which I'm not going to spoil. That video will be out tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. But I did see some significant shortages of Friskies canned food. So, I don't know. Something we got to keep an eye on. Another thing I guess we got to keep an eye on is baby formula. Got a couple comments over just the last couple days from a couple different people that you've been seeing at Walmart. Both comments were about Walmart being very low in some baby formula. We saw that at our Walmart. We saw a lot of the Enfamil was gone. I know a couple of them. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones they were, but a couple of them were on recall. But we continuously see baby formula go up in price also. So that could be something where it's coming back and maybe going up at a higher price. Not really too sure on that one, but as we know from the past, we have had issues with baby formula before. And I wanted to put this at the top of the list next to pet food because, these are issues that when we see or hear an issue on these things, it usually gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I wanted to get this out first so that you know that if you go to the store, you know, if you use different types of baby formula, it might be a good idea to pick up a couple the next time you go, or if you use, the one that I saw today was Friskies, and I know neither one of you mentioned what brand it was that you, except for the Aldi, the Heart to Tail is the only one I know. Let me know down in the comments which products you saw that were in low supply. The ones I've been seeing lately that are in low supply are Friskies and Enfamil as far as the baby formula goes at Walmart. Now, I haven't really seen too many shortages at Kroger. I've kind of been checking off camera. I always check baby formula. I'm always looking. They don't really carry as much as some other stores, but I will say that a lot of it's always pulled up front, and there's usually not a lot in the back behind them at Kroger. So, just throwing that out there. Okay, so got those out of the way. Number 3, kind of a strange one we haven't heard of in a couple years. As a matter of fact, some of these we haven't heard about in a couple years, which is a little disturbing. But bread, we've gotten several comments on bread lately. Now, this would have been number 1 on the list, but I wanted to talk about the pet food and the baby formula first. Bread has been in short supply in multiple different brands. I've been noticing it. Haven't really been covering it too much. I don't know, because I'll find sales on bread at Kroger and Meijer and some of these other places. But there have been issues with bread. A couple people have mentioned Kroger, and this is all within the last week. That's why I consider this important. And next time you go to the store, even if you don't need bread, you may want to pick one up. But Kroger, a couple of our viewers have mentioned Kroger, short supply, not necessarily Kroger brand. But I've noticed butternut, I've noticed Sunbeam, I've noticed some of your more premium breads like Pepperidge Farm. As you guys know, I love Pepperidge Farm. Brownberry's been one. Wonder Bread, for whatever reason, that stuff's expensive. I feel like Wonder Bread is a cheap bread that they're selling for a ridiculous price now, which, I don't know. Some of these places, maybe, I'm not saying Wonder's going out of business, okay? But I am saying there's a reason why they're not getting a lot of that in. Now, whether it's ingredients, whether it's transportation, don't know what it is, but we've gotten a lot of comments. And here's the funny thing, okay? We've gotten a couple other comments. One of our longtime viewers that shops at Harris Teeter has said the same thing about bread and Food for Less out west. Food for Less is like out in California, some of our more western states. And you didn't say which ones it was. You just noticed that the bread was low. I've been noticing everywhere I go that the bread is a lot lower. I've been talking about that a lot. Haven't noticed it too much at Walmart, like the Walmart Great Value bread, but I have noticed breads like Sara Lee a lot lower. They have that other one at Walmart, Klosterman, which has been in low supply. Plenty of Great Value bread, but a lot of the more expensive breads have been in low supply, at least at our Walmart. I did notice this the other day at the other bigger Walmart that I visited too. But I'll tell you what, they did have a pretty good amount at that Walmart. So, and all of this stuff, guys, could be something where it's coming back at a higher price. We've seen bread prices go up like crazy lately. Okay, so number 4 on the list is spices. Now, I've had a couple comments on cinnamon. Okay, well, a lot of cinnamon has been recalled, has been on recall. They keep adding onto it. Some of this may actually be quicker than we're seeing it in news reports also, because they're going to let stores know first so that they can take it all down, right? Hopefully before people have bought it, hopefully. But cinnamon, that's why cinnamon is an issue. Also, there could be companies that are just erring to the side of caution by taking it off the shelves anyway, even if it hasn't been on recall, because a lot of ground cinnamon has been on recall. It's affected Walmart and Dollar Tree. Okay, not necessarily the ground cinnamon. Spices was number 4 here. People keep commenting on your Walmart being short on spices. This is something we have been covering for a long time. Our Walmart has actually started getting new spices in. A lot more McCormick and some other different spices, some more expensive spices. But they're not getting a lot of theirs in, or if they are getting a lot of Great Value, it's like 4 or 5 rows of onion powder. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a ton of the same stuff. And I don't know if Great Value even has their cinnamon out too. Actually, that's a good question. Let me know down in the comments if you've seen any ground cinnamon of Great Value brand, because those might being the key word, those might be being pulled down too here eventually. And I would be very careful, which ground cinnamon you buy. I would check online to see if it hasn't been recalled, because some of the lead levels that are in the ground cinnamon that we are getting from outside the country have been extremely high, and that is why they're all on recall. Okay, number 5, cereal. We keep getting a lot of comments on cereal. Now, I've noticed cereal in very short supply as far as like Cheerios, a lot of different General Mills products. I know that there's been an issue. It keeps coming up like every month. Like, what is this chemical that is in Cheerios? I don't know if it's really bad for you or not. Let me just say that right now, because I feel like if it was, these would have been taken off the shelves completely. They may have already changed this and tried to just play the quiet game. I don't really know. But I do know that Cheerios has really been moving product. They've been having a lot of different deals lately, like buy 2, get 3 free, buy 1, get 2 free. Just crazy sales on Cheerios. Excuse me. And, I've been noticing it at Kroger, I've seen it at Meijer, I've seen it at Walmart. Cheerios is just very low. The funny thing is, excuse me, if you remember a few years ago, this was the cereal that we weren't finding. When everything was gone, when we were finding empty shelves all over the country, Cheerios was the one, and it could be because it's the most popular. I really don't know. All I'm saying is that this is one that we've gotten several comments on over the last couple weeks. Where's the Cheerios? Where's the Cheerios? Well, that Chlormequat, okay? Chlormequat is I guess some kind of additive. You're not even allowed to use it in the U.S., right? But they can use it in the U.K. and some other places, and then they actually ship it back over to us. It's something they use in the oats to make the yield higher, right? To make it to where the plants, I guess, can stand up straighter because it traditionally falls, which makes less of a yield that you can make. I don't know. There's been a lot of questions about that, but don't, you can look that up. You can Google Cheerios, Chlormequat. I don't know. It's an ongoing thing, but it seems to be not as bad, I guess, as what people were originally saying. But I don't know. Anything that kind of sounds like chlorine, right? Chlormequat, chlorine. That same, I don't know. I guess just that's me, though. That's me. I read these things and like, just doesn't sound good. You're saying it's not good. We've read several reports that it's not good. So hopefully that's being changed. Or that, like I said, they're playing the quiet game. Maybe a lot of these have been pulled down. Maybe they were trying to sell a bunch after that, right? Because it's kind of been hush-hush. But every few weeks, you'll find an article on this again. And that's kind of the strange thing. So I don't know if a lot has been pulled off the shelves and they just haven't said nothing. Because I don't know if they have to say anything because there hasn't been no recall on it. So I don't know. Do what you want on that. We have not been buying Cheerios, though, since we read that. Just saying. That's just us, though. Number 6. Canned vegetables, Aldi and Walmart. We've gotten a lot of comments on this over the last couple weeks. I kind of jot these down as we go because we get so many of these that, I don't want to just talk about one and that be it, right? I know every, and again, let us know anything that you are seeing shortages of or price increases or anything you want us to talk about. Make sure you leave down in the comments because I do try to jot as many notes down as I can. As our channel grows, we get more and more people on the channel. It gets harder and harder to read everything. But I try to do what people are talking the most about at least once so that you're a little more aware when you go to the store and you see them. You might want to buy some up, especially if you like Happy Harvest or Great Value. Okay? The cheaper ones, 64 cents a can at Walmart, the cheapest ones, and then the cheapest ones at Aldi are 63 cents a can, although peas did go up to 64 cents a can. But people are talking about lots of shortages at Aldi. A couple of you were mentioned Walmart. I've seen personally both have been in very low supply. Happy Harvest, probably actually more supply than Great Value. I mean, at least where we are. Our Aldi, always low supply, right? But everybody's shopping at Aldi. Everybody's shopping at Walmart. So I kind of take that into consideration too, because prices have gotten so expensive everywhere else that people are doing whatever they can to save. There's some smart shoppers out there that are buying a lot of this stuff up because they're 64 cents a can. And when you're saving 30, 40, 50 cents a can on different vegetables, that adds up a lot over time. So I feel like that is some of it. Now, however, I have seen where Great Value has been pretty wiped out a few different times. Okay, now I've seen the Dakota beans, right? And we've seen the Great Value beans in low supply at Walmart, but I've been seeing those come back in. Let us know if you're seeing shortages of those, though, because this time last year and just a couple months ago, we saw where they were pretty much wiped out. Now, whether they weren't getting shipments in or employee shortages or things like that, I don't know, there could be a million things at play here. It just looked weird. Okay, so that's, a lot of these are affecting Aldi and Walmart, and I feel like these are multiple reasons. One, they're two of the cheapest places to shop. Okay, so you're going to have big, heavy foot traffic, right? A lot of people going in there, they're buying the cheapest vegetables. I mean, in Great Value, they're good. They're good. They're decent. They're decent. The canned vegetables are pretty good. Not a huge fan of Happy Harvest, but, hey, they're cheap. And you can dock things up and dress them up and probably wouldn't even know the difference. Add a little bit of extra seasoning and, do like Jess does. Fry up some street corn, add some different things in it. You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Street corn's great, by the way. Let's see. Okay, number 7. This is another one that we've gotten several comments from you guys lately over the last few weeks at Walmart and Aldi has been sugar. Now, we've had issues at both, as you guys have seen, as we've gone through and checked sugar and, not been able to find it. I have been finding it at Walmart and Aldi recently, but both stores over the last couple months, it's hit or miss. It really is. Now, we never really have too much trouble finding the 4-pound bags at great value, but the 10-pound bags are usually gone. Okay, now, it's a little bit of a better deal. It's not as good of a deal as it used to be. We did see where our Aldi had a bunch, but we have seen where they've been completely wiped out at our Aldi as well. Now, we've also seen where Aldi has lowered their prices to $2.95. Okay, and it's where you could say, well, Dan, that don't mean too much. That's not a huge savings. It is when you're shopping at Aldi and you're saving on everything. You know what I'm saying? When you notice the big number when you look at your receipt when you leave the store. And you're like, yeah, I saved here, I saved here, I saved here, I saved here. This has been an extra $40 at Kroger, right? I mean, all that adds up. And, Aldi being the cheapest on a lot of these things is going to cause them to run out of product a lot quicker. Now, will it come back in? Of course. The thing I'm worried about, though, is that we're getting toward the end of summer here, and a lot of these places that said we're lowering the prices for the end of summer, thinking these things are going to start going back up. So when you find anything on this list that you find at some of the prices that we're talking about, you may want to consider getting that before they go up in price. Now, if you're already loaded down, if you already got plenty of sugar, maybe not worry about it. But, this is what a lot of you guys have been talking about. So we are just trying to come up with any explanation of things that we've seen in the past of why this may be happening. And there are several reasons why it might be. Okay. Number 8, lots of comments on shortages of coffee. Okay, we're getting comments every day on shortages of coffee, guys, and I do have an explanation for that. It's either shrinking, they're raising the prices. Okay, we've been seeing prices go up on a lot of different coffee. We've seen Folgers go up at Walmart. We've seen coffee prices go back up at Aldi. So this is another item that is affecting Aldi and Walmart. We've seen the Beaumont coffee go up. We saw the instant coffee go up. We saw the Cafe Bustelo go up a little bit, but it's still the cheapest. It's still under $4 for that brick of Cafe Bustelo. Okay, and we have seen the regular price come down in some stores of that to like $4.49 or $5. Still the cheapest at Aldi. Walmart, we've seen Folgers go up, like I just said. Now, we saw the prices go up a little bit on Maxwell House, and we just started seeing the shrinkflated Maxwell House come into Walmart. We saw where Maxwell House is shrinkflated at Sam's Club. Still the same price for now. Okay, but it is shrinkflated, as we'll see, as we did with Folgers at Sam's Club. It was cheap for a while, and we kind of got the double whammy with Sam's Club, though, because it had shrunk in size and it went up in price. I feel like they instantly realized their mistake and they brought it back down to $11.98. Well, here we are a year or so later, and they've raised it up another $1. Now, we've seen Walmart for those 40.3 ounce containers. They're over $14 now. $14. Like $14.24 or something. Those used to be $12.98, and then they went up to $13.24, and now they're $14 something, $14.24, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but coffee prices are skyrocketing again. We've been warning people about this. Those Keurig pod things of great value, they are $16.47 now. I mean, it's going up, guys. And this is one. If you like your coffee, when you find it on sale, as we try, I know I don't do as many store around videos as I used to, as we try to do some entertainment things and try to break it up a little bit, but Oh, another one too. One of our longtime viewers mentioned. I did see this. I just never covered it. The Kroger coffee had been blinding us by the sales too, because Kroger coffee's been on sale for a while. But the big cans of Kroger coffee are now $9.99. $9.99. Just think, 2 years ago they were $4.99. People were losing it when they went up to $5.99, and then it skipped six. It went to $7.99, and then for like the last year or so, it's been $8.99, and just went up to $9.99. Unaffordable for store brand coffee. That's, not that great. I like the Colombian. The Colombian's okay, but you do get a smaller can. Okay, the donut shop, it's okay. I feel like they changed something in it, though. It just does not taste the same. It doesn't. But yeah, Kroger canned coffee, $9.99. That is crazy, and it continues to go up, continues to get expensive. And this is what I've talked about in the past. These are reasons why I do like having a Sam's Club membership, because yeah, they keep going up there too. But when you do the math, it's like, well, compared to what it is here, I'm saving a lot more money. And they are going up at Sam's too, unfortunately. They are. It won't be long until we see Members Mark go up too. I'm telling you. So get your coffee now. Start stocking up. I know we have a lot of viewers on the channel that have been doing that, and that is smart. I've been stocking up on coffee. We have to, because if I can save $5 here and there, then yeah, I'm going to do it. So, okay, number 9 on this. I wasn't sure to really put this one on here or not, but I did anyway. Eggs. And actually, the big reason why I did put this on here is because I went somewhere today, and they were completely out of cheaper eggs. I couldn't believe it. And it's a place that's traditionally not out of eggs ever. Okay? But they were better prices. And egg prices are getting outrageous. They keep going up and down. We saw them drop for a while, and now somebody had said they just, in your town, they went up another $1. So, I don't know. We saw them come down for a second. Now it seems like they're creeping back up again. So we'll see what happens. But eggs, because of everything going on with the bird thing and all that, I believe that's what is the up and down prices with this. But who knows these days? When you find a deal, that's why when I go somewhere and I find a deal on eggs, I try to remember all these things that we find shortages on. And then when I do find it, try to, figure out what's going on. And then to find a good price, not just for you guys, but for me too, me and Jess. I'm always looking for good deals. Okay, number 10, this is an interesting one. We've gotten several comments from older videos and present, toilet paper. So this has affected Walmart, Aldi, and I noticed Dollar Tree. So I threw in Dollar Tree there. As you know, if you watch that video, I went to Dollar Tree the other day. They did not have any of their toilet paper. Okay, which is it's more square footage and stuff than what you're going to get of the Scott tissue. And I know we have a lot of viewers on the channel that actually like that Dollar Tree toilet paper, the store brand or whatever other brand that is, compared to the Scott. You say you like that one better, mostly probably because you get more. Okay, yeah, Walmart was great value toilet paper. This is one that's always hit or miss, though. Great value seems to come and go. I've been to Walmart and I've seen just towers of it. And then I'll go to Walmart and it's like they'll just have like a couple packs, right? I don't really know. I know you said they were completely out of great value. It can mean a lot. It'll be coming back. Hopefully not at a higher price, but we know how that goes. Aldi is coming back at a higher price, though. The reason why we've seen the new packaging at Aldi, I didn't check to see the square footage. I wasn't sure of the square footage before, but it does look like the cheaper ones have come back at a higher price. We're seeing them for like $9 now that were like $7 something. These things are going to continue to just keep going up, guys. If they can't find or work out their manufacturing to shrink the product like Cottonelle or Quilted Northern or some of these more expensive brands, then they're just going to raise the price. You'll get the same amount, but you're going to pay more for it. So let me know down in the comments, what would you rather do? Would you rather pay a little more and get the same amount that you've always gotten? Or would you like to not know really what's going on, have them shrink it, or do like the thing where, like toilet paper rolls, how they've taken like an inch off of them, like Cottonelle? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It just looks weird. Another thing we get at Sam's Club, Members Mark, they haven't done anything with that except raise the price. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad they just raised the price and didn't take anything off of it. right? Because I don't want because it's too confusing. It's like you feel like, well, I don't know, it worked out before. I'd rather spend a couple more dollars and just have the same thing rather than you take some out of it. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, what would you rather do? Would you rather them raise the price a little bit, or would you rather have them shrinkflate the product? I mean, I guess either way, it stinks. Either way, it's not good. You're either paying more. Either way, you're paying more, because if they shrink product out of it and you're paying the same price, well, you're technically paying more because you're getting less, right? I do feel like if I've never bought Aldi toilet paper, so I have no idea, but I do know some of the prices are going up on it. They still have the big packs, though, for $18.99. It's been 12, 13 days since I've been to Walmart, Aldi, a couple weeks, so I don't know. I have a feeling they're going to be raising the prices on the big packs. Those were $20.99 a few months ago, and they were on a Aldi Saver deal, and they were $18.99, and they did kind of a Walmart thing where they kept that price. Even after the Saver deal, it was $18.99. And some people were saying that they shrunk the product, but we had some other people saying that they didn't. And I looked back on a photo that somebody sent me through an email. It was the same square footage. Same square footage when it was $20.99 to $18.99. So, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you do. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Just passing this information off to you guys so that you're aware. When you go to the store, you may want to check out these items, because who knows if they're going to be here or gone tomorrow, or what the prices are going to be like. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.